Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kishiryu Sentai RyuSoulger, episode 43. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze
and Makotoa.
My dudes, welcome back. We got done watching this episode yesterday so that we can, so that you guys can comment and we can comment on your comments at the end of the video. But for now, we'll dive right into our review, and I'm so glad Liesel is probably alive.
Yeah.
His heart exists still, unless that just sort of means that she somehow hollowed out his chest area and just preserved his heart within that car.
I don't think this is a kid's show. We're not gonna get that complicated. They're not gonna double tease us or
They'll be like, oh hey, here's his heart. Oh good, he must still be alive, and then you find the dead body and you're like, oh no, this is just his heart.
Yeah, like that opening scene where you just see like a bunch of dirt, like that's just him.
That's the rest of him. Yeah, overall, as we're moving into this end game, not really here for all the villain stuff. It feels like, oh no, the regular cast isn't pulling it. We gotta bring in this cleanup crew to actually finish out this show. But we did get some interesting stuff with Master Black and bringing him into the fold and potentially making him one of like the main villains, like within that faction, which is very interesting. And again, something I wasn't expecting for RyuSoulger's Endgame was for me to be invested, or be interested, or even have questions about, or like sort of want to know the question, the answers to the questions they raised. It's interesting.
Green. They also hinted that Green might actually have some extra relevance coming into the conclusion of this too, because Black was like, I'm choosing him instead of Nada because he has something that both you and Nada don't have. And it's like,
he's got happy feet. That means he can give Red his power up just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters in the end.
So, I mean, I just like that because it gives Green something else relevant before the show actually ends. And
I mean, I think there might be some sort of, I don't know. I just, because like it was between, what was his name, Toa and Nada?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It feels like it's like retroactively transcribing, sort of meaning behind an arbitrary choice.
Yeah,
could be.
They just like wedge Nada in because it would have like.
It was a neat name drop. I was not expecting him to be like in the running for. I didn't know if you were in a certain clan that you would be. I just assumed that these guys were separated by like
their color,
their, like mill needle little area, saber tooth tie little area, So I didn't know how that all sort of worked out. It's I don't know. I didn't know they were all in training for the same-ish thing.
Yeah, and I think that the last RyuSoul Green probably had like a very important sacrifice when they had to fight the big bad last time. So they might try to mirror it this time and just kind of like bring back that backstory when it's relevant for the last episode. And that's that's one thing that's kind of impressed me with like this episode, and that like they're putting together an end game together fast. Like they like literally had like nothing, and now we're just kind of like, oh, we have Master Erez, and it's like, oh, Precious kind of just like messing with everyone, and then we have like the third like freaking samurai dude, like and he might be black. Who knows?
For some reason, this is working out for me personally, way better than waiting for the entire series of Lupat for them to actually find out the Lupin Rangers' identities and then being disappointed when it finally happened at the end. Like we didn't have a plot point to like look forward to for all of RyuSoulger. They just kind of threw this one together sort of right at the end, and I'm liking it better that way. It's weird. Because usually you think that you're like, oh, we're building up, but it was
I will never trust a Toku show until the last episode airs because Ghost broke my freaking heart.
To this day, I still have not finished it because you told me not to.
Yeah.
So I'm going based off of that recommendation that was genuinely horrible.
Yeah. I'm
but
just basing
so
something
far,
like that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, but so far RyuSoulger is looking to be at least enjoyable toward the end of it, because I know, you know, the lack of an overarching plot has been the sticking point of a lot of negativity toward this show, and it was fine by me because I feel like
fine by
Sentai.
us.
Yeah, I feel like Sentai has just sort of, it's trained me to know what to expect, and it's not that I expect less out of a show, it's that I expect something different out of Sentai than I do Rider. You don't need something overarching. It's more episodic and it's more day to day, and the fact that it's kind of nailing an overarching plot makes me a little sad that we didn't see something a little more weaved in toward the beginning, because this is genuinely interesting, and would have been awesome to have a little bit more time allotted to. But we are still going at a pretty good pace, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, you know, as most Sentais do, I fear that it's gonna absolutely try to book it to the finish. So yeah, we'll see if RyuSoulger makes it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else before we dive into the comments?
I'm good.
Michael?
I mean, I think it's just the screen time we got for Black this episode, it's always enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what he's doing, it's just nice having him be, you know, somewhat of a focus. So it definitely elevated the episode for me.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Double the Unknown, as usual, says, I like the reveal at the beginning that Weisel is alive, but I do have to feel disappointed about this episode. No. The preview last week basically revealed everything this episode was going to have with Master Black, so I wasn't impressed at all with the plot, plus seeing them rush out 2 new generals using the exact same suit after already doing something like this with Uden and Saturn reminded me of the fact that the writers really didn't know what they wanted to do with the Druidons for most of the show. If I remember correctly, Master Green was a Geizorg user that destroyed his own village and fled into space when Bamba was still young, so would be why Toa considers Master Black to be his master. So yeah, I forgot that he destroyed the village, and I guess they are separated by...
Dude, I literally forgot Geizorg was the thing.
We talked about Nada. We talked
about
Green's backstory.
What I did forget about was the destruction of the village, though.
That's what I did forget about.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, obviously that's why. That's why there's no one that was raised within the Green Village that had the RyuSoul to pass down to anyone. I mean, you know, I just thought that the village would still be around, and even though Master Green wasn't there, someone else could have passed it down. Yeah, I guess between the remaining 4 RyuSoul Masters, it must have been sort of like, hey, we gotta find a 5th one. So whatever you got, we'll pull something together between the red, pink, black, and blue tribes. We'll see what we can do.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I don't know, I guess that's how that worked. And yeah, definitely see, like, when they brought out the second version of Gunjoji, third?
Oh
No,
no,
second. Yeah, second.
Gunjoji. Okay, I thought you
He
were
was
talking about
already
the
kind of a
Cyclops dude.
ripoff,
Yeah.
and then he got a ripoff of himself.
Exactly. Not even a rip-off, just a copy. Definitely showing their budget. But I just didn't care.
I
Yeah,
agree.
like honestly, it looked different enough. Like I knew that was Tank Joe's like, you know,
I feel
build,
like we've
but
done this. We've done this so many times. Endgame of Toku, where they'll like have a really busted looking or feeling enemy, and then they'll just duplicate him a few times at the end, so it gives the other Ranger somebody to fight while Red takes care of the main villain. Have we
Yeah.
not seen this? It doesn't feel like I'm
I
shocked.
honestly thought, considering his build, I thought he would be more of a general type rather than, like the super
the
battle droid.
Minotaur. Oh,
You know
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he might be relegated, or the Jojis might be relegated to that now. Who knows? She just said, "Oh, I'm filling out the ranks." Oh, also, what is the big bad's name? Don't even care.
Yeah.
Really bad. Don't like it. It's it's literally two orbs, two CG orbs. One with like a checker pattern, one that's red. One's more transparent than the other. It's not. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. I mean, in a sense, it sort of makes sense because like they're all sort of based off of chess pieces, and the fact that it has a checker pattern over itself, I guess. But you could like reskin that with anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's so lazy.
Yeah, it looks kind of awful. But it kind of like go back on like one of the other points that Double the Unknown made. We're just kind of just like getting rushed all together. It's just like the reason why I don't mind it is because they literally didn't have like anything like a couple episodes ago, and then they're just kind of like boom, bam, just setting it up just so we have a finale. And like for Sentai, like as you said, like my expectations are completely different, and the fact that they're doing this as opposed to like the seasons we've had most recently, where they haven't had like the cleanest finales. At least this one makes a little bit of sense. They kind of build off of some of like the older little tidbits we've gotten, like how like Black is like one of the older RyuSoulgers, and how he like his training takes place in a time like right before everyone else's, so we get to see a little bit more of the drama involved with the RyuSoul tribe. So I thought that was pretty neat. Name dropping Nada, so.
I guess Nada was within his age range as well. That's why he might have been in the running. So, like, that place is Master Red saying, "Oh yeah, you didn't get it. This dude got it," and then him still having a slot to fill.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he did become Green's successor in a way because he got the Geysorg armor.
Right? Yeah. And then also died.
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, you want to bet if the Geysorg armor will just randomly show up in the finale sometime?
I don't know.
It's just been repurposed. I feel like maybe the spirit of Nada might show up to, like, say Gambatane.
I will. There's some.
You know what? This guy gets spoiled way too much. All right, we're done with this point.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to hear more from us each week, tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts, about your thoughts about this episode. And hey, keep it juicy.
Yep. See ya.
Later.
All right, we're at the end card now. Take a look. that's the subscribe button for Soda Pop. Cause we're back, so friggin' click it and do that. Cause we're doing more Soda stuff. Yay!
Where I don't see it.